My friends, hello and welcome to the channel for another Battlefield 6 video. I've been absolutely loving BF6 and I've been playing quite a lot since the game released, clocking like 65 hours in the first week, which is kind of crazy honestly. It's been a nice change of pace to play something a bit more casual and fast-paced than the FPS games I normally play, and it's been really refreshing to just squad up with some friends and grind out games while we all level up and unlock things. For the first week, I decided I was just going to try out as many weapons as I could to see if I could find the ones that really vibe with my playstyle, rather than committing to one and getting it to max level right away. So in this video, I just wanted to look at the weapons that really stood out to me in my first week of playing BF6 and go over why I like them so much and how I've been building them so far. Keep in mind that I haven't max leveled any of these yet, and I won't claim to 100% understand the attachments and what exactly they do to the weapons yet, because the descriptions are kind of vague. So over time, I'm positive my preferred builds will change as I realize certain attachments actually work better for my playstyle or how a certain weapon operates. So to get this one started off, the first weapon that I really spent more than a few matches playing with was the DRS IAR, aka the M27 IAR, aka the H&K 416, pretending to be a light machine gun. This thing is a support class weapon that gives the support class access to something that is more like an assault rifle. And I first tried this out when I got frustrated trying to use the MP5 on some of the big open maps as an engineer, and I didn't really like any of the carbines that I had unlocked at that point. I ended up using it for quite a few games, and I found it to be quite a balanced weapon with a pretty fast time to kill at close range and quite reasonable recoil and damage at longer ranges as well, thanks to it being an LMG class weapon. It does initially lack in mobility and hipfire stats, but with some attachments you can get the aiming speed and reload speed to be pretty solid. And even with just a red dot sight, you can get some pretty solid kills out at longer ranges if you shoot in controlled bursts. Though I will say, I think this is best used on the support class because they get the bonus for aiming time on the LMGs, but I did also use it as the engineer for a while and it was pretty good there too. I got this thing to level 18 before I swapped off of it, and I was running it with the flash hider to get rid of the spotting diamond, the extended barrel for extra bullet velocity, the adjustable angled grip for faster weapon draw and aiming, the lightweight ammo for aiming speed, and the 30-round fast mag for quicker reloads. I was also running the red laser for a bit of improved hipfire accuracy, and on pretty much every gun, I'm just running one of the basic 1x red dot sights, because personally, I've not been a fan of the magnified scopes yet. This is likely going to stay my preferred weapon on the support class, and I think once I level it up some more, I'd like to try making a short barrel full mobility build for the fast running around medic class. Next up, let's take a look at the Cord 6P67 assault rifle, which I believe is supposed to be the AEK 971, which is kind of a classic Battlefield weapon. I didn't put as much time into playing with this rifle, but I did really like it and I plan to go back and max level it pretty soon. This rifle is somewhat unique for the assault rifle class because it relies on a crazy high fire rate to deal out damage quickly. So while it has a lower base damage than some of the other ones, it can hit for that 100 damage very fast through sheer volume of fire. It really excels at close range fights, but once you get the recoil figured out, it's surprisingly good at longer distances as well. And it even has access to a special 2-round burst mode that makes long range shots pretty simple to hit. I didn't unlock a ton of attachments for this thing yet, but so far I have mine set up with the flash hider, the heavy barrel, the 6H64 vertical grip for recoil reduction, the 30-round fast mag, and a red laser. The next time I play, I plan on grinding out some games with this one to finish unlocking attachments, but even just playing it for a short time, I really grew to like this thing. So with that out of the way, let's check out the USG90, aka the P90, which is the gun that made me swap off of the Cord after I started using it. I've always had a soft spot for this gun, so when I unlocked it, I immediately swapped to it. And I found it was good at everything the Cord was good at, but it had 20 more rounds in the base magazine and faster movement speed, perfect for me as an engineer main. While the bullet velocity is a bit lower with the default barrel, I found that with the extended barrel, the P90 felt basically the same at longer distances, and even better up close thanks to the SMG hipfire bonus. The fire rate is identical and the damage profile is pretty similar, but that extra 20 rounds in the mag with no penalty attached to it just felt so good for winning 2v1 fights and for taking extended engagements without needing to reload. For my P90 build, I'm running the CQB suppressor for the hipfire bonus, the heavy extended barrel for the extra muzzle velocity and recoil control, the blue laser for improved hipfire and aimed accuracy, the frangible ammunition to delay enemy health regen, and the magazine catch for improved reload speed. Honestly, the P90 is probably my favorite weapon in the game so far, and I haven't really found any downsides to running this gun. It just mows people down at basically any distance and has enough ammo to deal with some really tricky situations. Next up, we're going from two guns that excel at close range to a rifle that is very clearly meant to dominate at medium and long ranges, the SOR 556, aka the 556 SCAR L assault rifle. I swapped to this thing during a match on Firestorm where I just could not get close enough for my SMG to do anything, and I ended up playing it up to level 21 and really enjoying it as a change of pace for my usual run and gun loadouts. This gun has a pretty low fire rate at only 568 rounds per minute, and somewhat of a low base damage at 25, so it really does sometimes struggle at close range. However, this thing has an amazing damage profile over longer distances, keeping it within a 4 to 5 shot kill at surprisingly long range. And because of the low fire rate and low recoil, it's quite easy to land those shots even without a scope. I don't love this gun on every map, but on Liberation Peak or Firestorm or any map with a lot of no man's land, this thing can feel pretty good at picking off guys running across fields, and it's surprisingly good as a counter sniper. For my build, I'm running the flash hider to stop the spotting diamond, then I'm running the extended barrel for the muzzle velocity, the ribbed vertical grip for recoil reduction, a 40 round mag for extra ammo so I can spray more at long distance, and hollow point ammo for the headshot bonus. I also swap over to the 3.5 times ACOG scope occasionally just for some extra precision when picking off snipers in the distance, especially on Firestorm. Overall, the SOR 556 is a pretty solid weapon for mid-range focused players, or just as a one-trick pony for bigger maps with lots of snipers and LMG guys prone in the windowsill. Next up, let's take a look at what ended up being my favorite carbine so far in Battlefield 6, which also happens to be the last one you unlock, the SG553R, aka the SIG SG553. Grinding out the carbine headshots for this rifle was kind of annoying, but wow was it ever worth it. The SG553 kind of seems to work well in literally any situation. It has a good fire rate, a great base damage of 33, a good damage profile at longer distance, and honestly quite reasonable recoil once you get some attachments onto it and some practice with it. I can't really pick out any true weaknesses of this gun so far, and once I started using it, I pretty much grinded it out to level 24 in one sitting. It's kind of awkward to use at first with no attachments on it, but trust me, it's worthwhile to level this up a bit and get it kitted out. For my build with the 553, I'm using the standard suppressor, the extended barrel for more bullet velocity, the 6H64 vertical grip for recoil reduction, lightweight ammo for extra aiming speed, and a red laser for the hipfire bonus. I think I might swap out the laser for a CQB suppressor once I unlock it, but honestly, I've been really loving this build, and I've played some of my best games so far with this awesome carbine. And finally, we come to the most recent weapon that I've started leveling in BF6, the KV9, aka the Kriss Vector submachine gun. Much like the P90, anytime I see the Vector in an FPS game, I find it hard to resist trying it out. What can I say? I have a weakness for lightweight bullet hose weapons. I'm a simple man. However, in Battlefield 6, the developers, in their infinite wisdom, decided to start the Vector off with a 17-round magazine at 1100 RPM, with the only upgrades to that being locked behind level 26 and level 40, meaning you need to put in a significant grind before you even get a slightly reasonable magazine capacity. After seeing this, I kind of didn't even want to try it out, but oh my lord, is this thing actually so freaking good, even with only 17 rounds in the magazine. The time to kill on this thing feels almost instant when you hit all your shots. It hits for 25 damage at close range with 1100 RPM, meaning a perfect kill is in fractions of a second, and you can often mow down two guys before they even get out of sprint and pull their triggers in response. This thing takes a little bit of finesse to use at anything past point blank range, but once you get into a good rhythm, you can seriously rack up some points with this thing. For my KV9 build, I started off using the CQB suppressor for the hipfire bonus, the 6H64 vertical grip for recoil reduction, a 17-round fast magazine for reload speed, and a red laser for the cheap hipfire bonus. Once I unlocked the 23 round mag though, I did need to replace the suppressor with the flash hider to save build points, and with the extra 5 leftover points, you can either add a longer barrel or upgrade the foregrip. The 27 round mag costs 45 points to attach, so the build is going to need some adjustments down the line. But I'm pretty committed to grinding this thing out to level 40 just in time for the devs to nerf it, because I'm convinced they just started it with 17 rounds to discourage people from using it in the first place. I honestly think this gun could be a problem once lots of people get the extended mags unlock and realize how fast it kills people. And there we have it, my first look into some of the Battlefield 6 weapons and a little rundown on the 6 that I've liked the most so far. There's quite a few weapons that I haven't even tried yet, so I expect this list to change over time, especially as I learn more about the game systems and unlock more stuff. Let me know what you've been using so far down in the comments, and what your favorite weapons for your main class are. I love hearing about new builds to try, so drop a comment and I'll get back to you if I try it myself. Thanks for checking out the video, I hope you enjoyed it. I've got a link to my Twitch stream in the description so you can come say hi and check out some Battlefield 6 gameplay live. And until next time, stay safe out there everyone.